Hi.
Hey,
Oh my God. What time is it?
way past my damn bedtime.
It's 1:47 a.m. right now. Just so you know, 1:47
What the
a.m.
hell are you talking about? What? Oh, I was looking at this screenshot. I was like, it's definitely not.
All right, here we go. 1:47 a.m. I would say it's Monday. It's Monday morning. I might not sleep. I know you're going to sleep however much you can. You probably stand up and sleep. I'm here with a delusional, tired, out of it, Presley Davis. Hi.
Hey,
So, either you stayed up for this game and was pissed off for about
the whole damn game.
80%, maybe 85% of the game, or you're asleep and you're listening to this and you're checking Twitter and ESPN tomorrow and you're like, what the hell happened? If you didn't watch, just know you severely missed out. Correct? And I would ask you, but you didn't even watch because you just were scared to watch.
I did watch.
What I'm saying is, like, you were.
I didn't watch at the last, 1 minute.
Yeah.
I was watching on and off.
Yeah, so I went crazy, and we'll just get right into it, and we'll kind of proceed to the end of the game real quick, because it is it's 1:48 now. Shocker. So I'm ready to go to sleep.
Same.
I can tell you are for sure. So the game, it started out ridiculously bad, and actually it didn't start out well. It started out, Duke immediately got into a double-digit deficit, and I'm like, here we go again with this bullshit. Is that the new thing? Like, all right, we're so good and we got so much talent. Here's 20 points for y'all. All right, now let's play. Let's play now. Here's y'all's 20 points. It's kind of fair now. Y'all get the refs, too. The other team always gets the refs. Mike Eads, he hates Duke. And now we play. I don't know if that's a new thing. I hope not, because it sucks and it makes me mad. I say a bunch of bad things. And I don't want to say those things out loud, but I tend to.
You get outraged. It's ridiculous.
And then, Gary Trent hits 3 threes back to back to back, and I'm like, let's fucking go. And then Grayson hits 2 in a row, and I'm like, here we go. So now we're out shooting the school that they're saying, this team will outshoot anybody, space the floor, run the floor. And I'm like, I don't really want to be in a shootout with this team. But right now, Gary Trent and Grayson Allen, they're handling the shootout. And then Alex O'Connell knocked one down. I was like, okay, we're back to the actual normal Duke way of outshoot everybody, live and die by the 3, which, I've enjoyed this 30 and 15 Marvin Bagley posting up with Wendell Carter posting up as well. I've enjoyed that a lot. So then we kind of go cold. Defense turns to trash. Defense turns to shit fence. Right? And I'm delusional. Right now. And, what was a lead going into halftime, a solid minute and 30 seconds of trash basketball turns into a deficit going into halftime, fueled by Florida hitting basically a last-second shot to kind of steal any momentum that Duke had. And so I'm just like, wow, really fought back into it, got back into the game rather quick, and now it's another deficit and the momentum's gone. So I'm like, And, I drank about 3 more cups of coffee, for anyone who saw that video on Twitter, I'll get to that later, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that. That's not me. That's not me as a person.
It is him. It's
But
definitely him.
But if you see that and you act the same way in a Duke game, or you want to act that way,
I need to just record you during the whole game.
it's not a good idea.
It's awful.
It's not a good idea. But then it's halftime, and I'm feeling okay, even though, they played not up to Duke standards in the first half, and it's been that way. It's been that way time and time again, over and over again. Starting out slow, looking out of sync, looking like kind of lazy, fatigued, don't care, not together as a unit. And I'm just like, at what point do they come out ready in the first half? It's almost like this team needs to get their ass whooped for a few minutes to get motivated to play hard. But also, I know how it is getting into the feel of the game. Like, you're out there, it's the very beginning, you're getting a feel for it. Young team really hasn't found its true identity yet, which should be feed Bagley and Carter, which Carter got into foul trouble on some awful calls, which, of course, I'm going to say that. I'm a Duke homer, but they were awful. Another video on Twitter will show you that it was like the most ridiculous foul call ever, but it's nothing new. So that didn't help the post play of the whole Carter Bagley. But Bolden put in some good minutes, and Javin did too. Just, I like Carter a lot. So, second half, started out 49-53. Duke is down, and at what point does it just? I mean, how do I put this into words? It was all downhill from there. It seemed like Florida made some runs, and Duke kind of, a turnover here, a bad play here, a stupid decision here, a foul call here. Next thing you know, how much did they get down by? 16 or 14?
Like 15 at one point.
So I know it was 76.
And it was like, how many minutes left?
Well,
not that many.
With 8:30 left, it was 76-62. Oh, wow. They were down with 10 minutes left, 74-57. 17 points. Down 17 points with 10 minutes to go.
Mm.
And, everybody on Twitter's bitching. And normally I would say, like, stop. But with this team, you're down 17 and you're looking delusional. You're looking not together. You're just doing everything that you don't think this team will be doing. And I know they're young and a bunch of adversity, fouls, 3 games in 4 days, 3 games in 2 days, 3 games in 4 days, and I get all that, but we keep calling these learning experiences, which they are, and the team's going to grow, and it's young in the season, and it's a ridiculously young team. Looks like Grayson Allen's kind of battling some injuries, probably. That's what they said, I think. And so I get why everybody's complaining on Twitter. It's like you have the most talented team maybe of all time at Duke, and they're down 17 after being down 16 the other day, after being down 10 the other day. Back to back to back. It's like they play Indiana on
the 29th.
The 29th. It's like, are they going to go down 40 with a minute to go and somehow win? Because
That's what it seems like.
It's not surprising me at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for this game, I was like, we never counted them out. Down 17, we were like, this is just stupid, but I feel like they can still get it,
Yeah, you don't feel like with this team, you don't feel like they're going to lose. Like, you feel like somehow they'll figure it out just because that's how it's been the past couple games.
Yeah, even through foul trouble, through fatigue.
You're still like, oh, no, they got it.
Like,
you're a little worried, but you're like, they got it.
Getting out-rebounded. Florida is hitting their jump shots, finishing through contact, getting and ones, second chance points, and through all that, through all of that, I don't even know how to explain what happened. Do you?
Well, for one, I was editing Instagram photos
to try to take your mind off of it.
I get so stressed out, and then I just or not stressed, but just like anxious. And I looked up and I was like, oh, 3-point game. And I looked up again and I was like, oh shit, we're about to win.
So, yeah, I kind of remember. I was too busy acting ridiculous. So, with 4 minutes left, Duke was down 10 points. Then Trayvon Duval hits a layup. Duke takes a timeout. Florida misses a shot. Marvin Bagley gets fouled, hits both free throws. Shout out to Marvin Bagley and Trayvon Duval and especially Gary Trent.
Gary Trent came in
for
clutch.
Knocking down free throws. I think Bagley was either 9 for 10 or something close to that. And you just think about it. Think about the end of the game if he would have missed 5 of those like he's been doing. Think about that. It's a completely different game. It's out of reach, and it's done. He hit big free throws. Duval hit big free throws. And Gary Trent hit the biggest 4 free throws of the whole game. Another good defensive play. And then Trayvon Duval got out in transition, hit Grayson Allen on the wing. He had that crazy pump fake, and then he knocked down the 3. So, at this point, it's 82-79 with 3 minutes left. Now we're freaking out. We're like, it's 3 points? Like,
yeah.
Did I hit like a time warp and something like what's happening?
I really did watch the game. That one last little part, I was like, oh my God, I can't look right now.
Yeah, if you watch a game with me, you kind of just watch me act ridiculous and just hope it comes out good so nothing breaks in the house.
Yeah, your floor for jumping in the same spot. Like I've mentioned before.
Yeah.
You don't break it.
So then, get another stop. And then Marvin Bagley hits a layup. Now it's a 1-point game with 1:18 to go. That Chioza guy, he's a hell of a player. Fights through injury, puts up big numbers, makes smart plays. Well, Trayvon Duval took the ball from him, just stole it right, just pickpocketed him. And I was like, oh, my God. Because I was, I'm worried because still down 1. He steals it, drives in transition, and instead of trying to be, I'm trying to do it all myself, he makes the right play, kicks it to Gary Trent. Gary Trent gets hacked, misses the shot. Obviously, it was some crazy contact. And then knocks down both free throws. And Duke's up 1 with 1 minute to go. I'm like, this is not happening. But I'm not surprised at the same time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Gary has a stupid reach-in foul, and it's 1-1. And Jalen Hudson, one of their best players, he misses the free throw. I'm like, oh my God.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. And so then we come down. I think it was a travel. I think Duke traveled. And so it's a 1-point game with 24 seconds left. They call a timeout. Same exact situation. Gary Trent reaches again and gets the steal. How crazy is that? Fouls Hudson. Hudson misses the 1-1. Comes down again. He reaches again. Gets the steal on Hudson. And he holds the ball. He's like, Gary Trent is so game. He's like, I'm holding the ball. Foul me. I want to take these free throws. You could tell by his body language, And he knocked them both down like it was nothing. 3-point game. Florida's got the ball. Duke played some great, solid man defense on that last possession. Florida doesn't even get a 3 off. They get it's like a 2, I think. Miss it as game. Just like that.
That Florida team was a really good team, though.
They're really good.
They really were.
They're experienced. They can space the floor, run the floor, hustle, energy, athletic, hit threes.
They were impressive.
They're a potential number 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. But, it's a long season, so you have to see what happens. And that's it.
I was a little shocked. I wasn't too worried, but I was also kind of shocked. You know, like, you're just kind of like, what the hell? Like, what a comeback.
You blink and, like, it's done.
Yeah.
And they came back, they won, and it just feels like deja vu because it just keeps happening
And
that
that was
way.
a really fast game, too. Like, it flew. It was a fast game.
Yeah, it was. It really was. So, yeah, that was – I can't say much else. You know, still
Good
undefeated, still number one team in the country. When the game ended, I went crazy, jumped around, said some profane stuff, went crazy.
Got me on video looking like, I don't know.
I'm sorry.
I really don't look any different. It's just that video, the quality's god awful.
It's like 1 a.m.
Like, I look like I have no hair in that video because my hair didn't show up in the video. So I look bald. But it's really okay because I don't actually look like that. So
I was like, maybe if I just hit record and see how stupid I'm acting right
you could have
now.
at least put the flash on. That probably would have helped.
I'll take notes. But I'm not really going to talk about the bad. I can break down all the wrong things that happened for 30 minutes during the game, you know? But there's really no – I don't want to do that. First of all, it's 2:03 now, and I'm too damn tired. I just wanted to get this out while the energy's high. You know, I still have about 5 more good minutes left in me. I think you're running on E. And this might not even make sense because it's like I said, it's the Red Eye podcast right now. We're pretty out of it. But the game was crazy. I went crazy. You know, Duke's still undefeated. Still number one team in the country. Carolina got that ass whooped by Michigan State. They scored 45 points the whole game, shot 25%. That's the lowest ever in a game by Carolina as a team ever. Grayson Allen scored 37 points by himself against Michigan State. So, you know, suck on that.
Oh, my God.
And then this game happens, and you think all is going to be good, and this crazy shit happens. Scrape out with the win again. Another learning experience, hopefully. That's all you can hope for, is that they take the bad out of these things and just learn and try to correct your mistakes and just not do them anymore. A lot of things you couldn't help with the foul trouble. I mean, I don't really think that was Wendell Carter's fault. It happens. But just all that adversity and to still overcome it against a potential number one seed this year and scrape out with the win, to me it just builds more confidence in the team. They're still finding their identity. You know, they throw O'Connell out there. He puts in some great minutes, but then they don't put him back in again. Then they take Duval out because he's struggling. Put him back in. He makes some big plays. Grayson's struggling, but then he hits a big three. Gary Trent's shot isn't falling. All of a sudden he hits 3 big threes, and then the free throws to seal the deal. Like, anytime that happens, confidence just going up, going up. And when the team wins, those bad games that certain players are having, like, Wendell Carter, he only got 21 minutes because he was in foul trouble, 6.7 rebounds. But guess what? They won. So that, he might think, oh, we lost and it's on me because I made some fouls. Well, that's just, it's not, he's not going to think that's on him because they lost and he was in foul trouble and he could have done something different. Yeah, you could, and you'll learn from it. But guess what? You won, so it's more than okay. That's huge. And as for the stat lines, I mean, just got to get better on defense and just got to execute better on offense. What is the identity? Are we running post plays, high-low? Are you going to isolate and drive more? Like, that's not going to work this year. Grayson Allen can't isolate and drive up the middle of the court and shoot a floater. the team doesn't have the spacing this year, and you're not using the talent that you have around him to the highest ability possible. They could not stop Marvin Bagley. I thought he should have got the ball in the post a lot more. And until they start doubling him, then once they start doubling him, just pass out of it and then go from there. But I'm not a coach. I'm just a dude who talks, and some people say they like it. So that's not on me. That's for them to figure out and for me to watch and enjoy a national championship, hopefully, you know? So I'm super happy that they got the win. They won that PK80 tournament, which is, you know, it's like a conference tournament mixed with the NCAA tournament. Just, it's incredible. And it's this early in the season, but it's been one of the most exciting seasons so far. I mean, who knows what's going to happen in conference play? Who knows what's going to happen? Who knows what shape the team is going to take? But all I know is this game right here was one of the most exciting games I've watched. The game against Texas was one of the most exciting games I watched. Fighting through adversity and hopefully learning from it and growing. You know, like I said, the team is about 5 years old from a standpoint of a human. And does that make sense? It's
No.
2 a.m. logic. What the fuck does this mean? I don't know.
They're young. They're a young team.
For
the most part.
Yeah, so newsflash, they're a young team. I tried to put it in a terrible analogy. And balanced scoring, Marvin with 30 and 15. If you would give him in the post more, he would have had 45. No problem. He took 20 shots. I'm okay with that. Allen took 12 shots. I'm okay with that. Ended up with 14 points. Duval 11. Gary Trent 15. A huge 15. He gets my like. Bagley is the player of the game because he does everything. But Gary Trent is like, he made such a huge impact in that game. So he gets my like co-player of the game. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And that's that. If you didn't see the game, you need to go and watch ESPN and watch the last 4 minutes or 5 minutes of the game. You should watch the whole thing, but, I mean, you're going to be pissed if you do. Because that game will piss you off with the fouls and the dumb defense and the turnovers. But the last 5 to 8 minutes will make you so happy. And that's all I have to say. And I can't really put it into words because it's too late. But my reaction is on Twitter, which I might delete because I'm kind of embarrassed.
I think it's funny.
Okay. And until, you know, when do they play? 29th?
The 29th.
Indiana, which Indiana was supposed to...
9:30, I think.
Yeah, another late game. Indiana was supposed to be good. They're not as good as people thought. But that doesn't mean going to play at Indiana, playing against Indiana. It don't mean Duke isn't going to be down by 40 in the first half. That could happen.
Then they play again on Saturday, the 2nd.
Cool.
3:30 p.m.
Cool. So, I mean, don't be surprised if Duke goes down by 20 against any of these teams and then comes back and wins. Obviously, that's what we're seeing. But hopefully that doesn't happen too often from now on.
Right.
Agreed?
Right.
I think everyone agrees. And that's it. I knocked this out tonight because I'm here and I wanted to do it. It might not make any sense at all. My mind is going like 25 places and 20 of them are sleep. The other 5 are I like Duke basketball and I'm glad they won. So that's all I have to say. I mean, we'll talk. We'll do some questions or some, you know, thoughts or takeaways after this Indiana game. Can definitely gather myself more. This is just like 20 minutes after the game, talking, running very low on sleep and energy. But hope you got something out of it, and we'll be back. Presley Davis is dozing off.
I really am. I'm over here in this nice recliner, wrapped up in my blanket.
We're about to go to sleep, so I'll get this up at some point. Appreciate everyone. Twitter is so fun. Shout out to everyone who, is going to be fucking tired at work tomorrow. And
I mean, especially us, like 2:15 right
yeah,
now.
I'm not going to regret it, but it
Aw,
is.
Joey Baker just tweeted, "I can go to sleep happy tonight." Me too, boy. Shout out to Joey Baker. He's a little cutie.
Your sister wants to date him so bad.
He is so cute. And my sister is so obsessed with him already. It's not even funny. My sister is 13, and she's so obsessed with Grayson Allen. But Grayson doesn't even exist right now to her because of Joey Baker. So
Because they follow each other on Snapchat.
oh my God, they'd been talking on Snapchat, and I'm like, are you kidding me? You're fucking 13. Stop it. I'm pretty sure she lied to him. So Joey, be aware of Elizabeth.
Oh no.
God, it's terrible. And I don't encourage it, but I was also like, you go, girl, get you a Duke player.
We've all been in that 13 to 16 range, and there's nothing you can do to stop it.
Whatever, go for it. But I'm also like in mom mode for her. So I'm also like, no, do not.
When did you first get a phone? What age?
I don't know. I think I was like 5th or 6th grade. But I definitely couldn't use it for anything except for call. Like, it wasn't like today's technology.
I had a prepaid track phone.
Hell yeah, so did I.
From Alltel.
I had a Virgin Mobile. That was my first phone ever. And it was a flip phone.
30 whole minutes a month to call my mom if she forgot to pick me up.
I could call, and that was it, and I could play like a little game. And I thought I was so cool because they had these like emojis basically on there that you could send people, but there was only like 5 to choose from. And I thought that was the shit. And then I had like the Razor and the slidey phones. I broke so many of those.
My little sister got an iPhone when she was 8.
Yeah, my sister has an iPhone now. Like, she got iPhone for her first phone. I'm like, oh, must be nice.
No, fuck, we had to play with pet rocks.
I didn't get an iPhone until high school.
I had a pet rock iPhone.
Like, I think I was a freshman when I got my first iPhone. That was like when the iPhone 4 came out. And I was like, hell yeah. Like, I'm so cool. I got this iPhone 4, shattered it to pieces.
Yeah, it's very common what you do with your phones.
But anyways, enough about phones.
Duke won. It's late. I'm going to sleep. They fought through adversity, and Marvin Bagley's putting up huge numbers. Hopefully Grayson can, if he's a little unhealthy or whatever, I hope that passes by,
What injury does he have?
It's like a wrist issue and a few other nagging things. When you play so hard like that many, 3-4 games in 6 days, you're going to be banged up if you play like he does. I mean, just think if you dive one time, get a scrape on your arm, you fall one time, you roll your ankle one time, you hit your wrist on somebody's elbow or something. It takes a week and a half for that to not hurt, and he's doing it constantly. He's going so hard, getting hit on contact all the time. People are rough with him because they know they can test him. If he does anything, then it's going to be blown up in the media. I mean, you saw it in this tournament, so I just hope that stuff can kind of be as minor as possible this year. And, just let the coaching staff take what they can get from all of these good games this early and improve the game plan, the defense especially, and just the offensive efficiency. Go to Bagley. And when Bagley's not there, go to Carter. And if they double, then kick it out. But we'll see. I'm excited. Tonight was fun. Wrapping this up. Appreciate everyone. And I don't know if I'll do a late one like this again. I'm all over the place. But thank you. Until the Indiana game, Presley Davis will be asleep. And I'm out.